What is good, you variety-loving people? Welcome back to the Secret Spice of Life. Are you ready to add some spice to your day?
All right, so today we're going to be talking about self-education. So, what we're talking about is that you don't only have to learn at school or work, that you can educate yourself outside of those places by doing things such as reading books or watching videos or reading articles or just playing sports or anything simple like that you do every day.
Yeah, there's tons of outlets, especially nowadays since we have the internet and obviously other sources to educate yourself. You don't have to go through just like school through textbooks and stuff like that. I mean, I think a lot of us find that kind of boring, and I think self-education is a little more helpful because you're actually learning stuff that you want to learn rather than your statistics teacher trying to teach you something.
Math that you don't want to learn.
Yeah, something you don't need, or even something you don't need, because like I've never used the Pythagorean theorem ever in my life. I mean, sure somebody somewhere needs that, but not me.
And learning's also a positive way to affect yourself. So, teaching yourself something every day can lighten your mood and make you get a sense of accomplishment, which helps you feel a little bit better in the long run if you're having a bad day or something. It can help you out and make you want to do more stuff because learning one thing and accomplishing it can make you feel good. So you want to keep learning more and more.
Yeah, people are all about those physical gains. We got to work those brain muscles as well. Can't forget to get those gains in. Obviously, you can get that through like reading books or reading in general. I know I personally strive to like at least read 10 pages of a book a day, and like I read other stuff like blogs or just anything like on social media if it's like something that actually challenges your brain a little bit, not just like a caption of a picture or something. But I think it's you have to put that effort forward to really make to obviously read a book. You have to take the time out of your day, like 10 minutes. I mean, if you can carve 10 minutes out of your day, that's not really any time. If you do that like 7 days a week, you're reading like 70 pages a week, like a page a minute. So I think you could probably finish a book in less than a month. That's something I'm striving for now, is a book a month. I put that on the Snapchat today.
Yeah, so that's something that we were thinking about. Just throwing into our podcast now to talk about a book that we're reading or something maybe, and just challenging everyone to read some type of book that's gonna teach them something, like whether it's something for your major for school or just some type of hobby that you're interested in. Just reading a book about it, maybe learning a little bit more and becoming more of an expert at your craft.
Yeah, that's our challenge for this month. We want you guys to attempt to read as much as you can in a week, and make sure you comment on the podcast or the YouTube channel wherever you're listening or watching this. Make sure you hit us in the comments and let us know how much you got like read and what you learned from it.
So another thing that really teaches you a lot, like we said in our other videos, that we really like to watch YouTube videos a lot, and there's a lot of YouTubers. Like there's a lot of videos on YouTube that you can learn things from. People do all type of different business videos or podcasts or whatever that you can watch and learn how to make your own website or create your own business. Just pretty much do anything you want, and even just from simple fun videos, maybe you can just watch and learn something simple from one of your inspirations or something, because pretty much everybody that you know has a YouTube channel today, everyone that's popular. So just watch one of their channels, learn from them, and just take it like that.
Yeah, obviously, like we said before, there's a lot more outlets to like learn from nowadays. You don't have to sit down and read a book if that's like not what you're into. You can like listen to an audiobook or go and listen to like a YouTube video about like what the book could possibly be about. Like if it's like about business, watch a video on business in a specific area that you want to learn about. And I just think that makes it a lot easier for people to learn just because there's more of a variety out there to use, like outlets wise at least.
Yeah, but there's just one thing though, that I wanted to talk about that I read something about. I don't know who it was, but I read something one day and they said to challenge yourself to do something new like every day or every week or something like that, because challenging yourself to do something new will get you out of your comfort zone and just like make you better, more well-rounded as a person. And this YouTube channel that I watch, they're called Yes Theory. If you want to go watch them, I'd suggest going to watch their videos. Their motto is seek discomfort. So they like go around on the street and ask people to come do stuff with them that they've never done before, like things like skydiving or bungee jumping, like things that you'd be scared to do normally, but something that you'd be willing to try just to get outside your comfort zone and try something new. So I mean, I'd suggest go watching them because they do a lot of crazy stuff on that channel, but it's fun and it teaches you a lot too.
Yeah, another thing on that note, I mean, people like get scared away because books, like I think people have sort of a negative connotation when it comes to like reading, just because you're probably like forced to read in high school like some book that really didn't make a difference in your life. I mean, I know I didn't start really reading till I was probably like in 10th grade or 11th grade when one of my friends just gave me a book to read and I really enjoyed it. So, like, ever since then, I've kind of went to like Barnes and Nobles and stuff and just kind of browsed around and found books that I liked and thought was interesting. And then when I got to college, I really like got into reading. I would read like at least like 5 books a year, maybe six, just depending on like how much time I'd have, obviously. And even a book I got in my corporate management class recently, before I graduated. Um, I actually finished the entire book in like 2 weeks just because I found it super interesting because it was about business and like it's called "Competing for the Future." Just I'd highly recommend that book for anybody who's pursuing business, and I think it's super important to see how you can get ahead in business and how like certain industries work and stuff like that.
So, oh man, if I were to ask you this question, Bryn,
What?
what's your favorite book that you ever read?
I just actually finished the Winter Effect this morning. It's definitely up there, maybe like top two, top three. I don't know if it's my favorite. I can't really put a pin on a favorite book, but maybe just because of the title, kind of. It says the Winter Effect. Obviously, everybody wants to win in life. And it kind of talks about like the science and psychology behind like what winning does to your lifespan and like power switches like between people and stuff like that. It's a pretty good read if anybody would like to read that. I can put like the link in the description. And oh, since we're on that topic, I was thinking about like doing on our Patreon maybe like a book of the month or something like that. Like one of the tiers we could I don't know how much it'll be, probably like $3 or something. But if you guys go in and put money in on that, whoever we'll draw out of a hat, and whoever's name gets picked, we'll send you a book for free.
So yeah, that's what I was trying to mention earlier, but apparently I didn't say it right. But oh, so like another thing that we wanted to talk about was trying to learn new skills like whenever you can, like things like just simple things like photography, maybe like cooking or something, like cooking a new meal every day or baking some type of cookie that you like or something. I don't know, like those are new things that you can learn that are pretty simple. You could just like read a cookbook or go online and find it or watch a video, like things that are pretty simple that you can just learn and just get that accomplishment feeling, and just keep learning things new.
I mean, like how we are talking about like other outlets before, like if you are searching on the internet, obviously there's so much information, it's like overwhelming. Just make sure when you are like reading about something, no matter what like the topic is, make sure you have like a good source of information. Make sure it's like, I mean, not saying wiki isn't a great source of information, but it can be changed by anybody. But like make sure it's from like New York Times, or like if you're reading about like business or like Forbes or something like that. um yeah, just like check on the source of information, like where it's coming from and stuff like that, because you don't want like biased information on, like if you're trying to stay up with like current events and stuff like that.
I'm trying to think of the quote. I can't think of the Gary Vee quote that I was telling you about before. Um, oh yeah, it's what is it? Formal education makes you a living, and self-education makes you a fortune. That's what he always says. So I mean, like going about and learning things when you're not in school or at work. Um, I guess he's saying that it helps you more than learning in school does, because like people always say that like what you learn in school is just you like working hard to memorize it for maybe like a week or two and then you completely forget it. But when you're learning about stuff that you want to learn about outside of school or outside of work, like reading a book or watching a video or something, you're gonna remember that for like forever. Like even when oh yeah, like a good example of that, like when you go out and like when you're younger, your dad teaches you how to change the tires on your car or something. Like once you do it once, you know how to do it forever. Like it's stuff like that that you learn outside of the actual learning environment. That's like that like teaches you things that you'll remember forever, unlike things that you read in a book in school that you're gonna forget next week. So like just take that into consideration and remember something like that.
Yeah, I had this thing on my Instagram bio. I actually just thought about this. It's by Aristotle, like the philosopher. It's we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit. So basically, by you doing stuff like over and over, like reading or listening to podcasts to like gain information on something. Obviously, if you keep doing that over and over, that's gonna become a habit. Like self education is gonna become a habit for you, and I think
No.
that would like greatly benefit your
It's
life.
just like working out.
Yeah.
That like once you start to work out, I mean like you think it's hard at first, but then once you start to do it, it becomes a habit. So it sticks with you, becomes part of your routine. So if you push yourself to learn things out there, like when you want to learn them, then it'll become a habit, just like working out. And like work out for 2 days and then and then it's over.
Yeah, that's another thing. There's this rule: if you ever wanna start a habit, do it for 30 days straight. And usually people keep like habits like smokers. If you wanna drop like smoking, stop smoking for 30 days. You can usually drop it. If you wanna like read 30 days straight, even if it's like a couple pages, you're gonna pick up the habit of like doing it over and over, and you'll just be used to it by then. Yeah, I mean, if you are gonna do like how I was mentioning the 30 days, do hold yourself accountable, because if you hold yourself accountable, then obviously you're gonna do it. Like tell your friends you're gonna do it, or tell your parents you're gonna do it, or anybody.
Oh yeah, that's the thing too. I want to throw in there that you want the like support level around you from people that like people that want to push you, people that aren't gonna like hold you back, I guess you could say. I mean like you want people that are gonna be like real with you and push you. Like when you ask them a question, that they're gonna give you a truthful answer, not just tell you that you're doing the right thing or that you're right all the time. People that are gonna tell you when you're wrong and like help you fix something if you fail at something. Like someone that's gonna push you and really help you to become a better person, or really help you to become better at what you're doing.
Yeah, don't listen to the people that nod their head and smile when they don't understand what you're talking about. Those aren't the people you want to be around. You want to be around people that are like motivating themselves and motivating the people around them. I mean, obviously, if you're in sports, you have like that captain that wants you to do great. Like, obviously, even if it's like not a team sport, like I've never like wrestled or anything, but I know they have like team captains and stuff, and I've seen them like push each other. I think it's really important to have those types of people in our lives and your lives. I was actually really surprised. Our parents were pretty supportive of our podcast. I didn't really expect that, but I am grateful for that.
Yeah, I mean like I guess you like people have to learn sometimes how to be a little more supportive. I don't know. I guess like when it all comes down to it, that like your family's always gonna support you. They should at least always support you, no matter what you're doing. Like even if they don't fully believe in something that you're doing, they're probably gonna support you. But I mean, like you just have to have friends that are like that, friends that are like family, and friends that'll they're gonna like push you like family, but they're also gonna support you in what you do and make sure that you're doing it the right way no matter what.
Yeah, I have friends that like this is like a little bit off topic, but like it's like back more towards like the education side. But I have friends like that don't read at all, but they like watch like YouTube videos or like just like listen to like audiobooks. They don't really like actually pick up a book and like physically read or like read online or anything like that. But they're like some of the most like well-informed people I've ever met in my entire life. Like they know exactly like what's going on like in the world, and like they know like crazy stuff. Oh, and on the topic of education again, just a side note, the secret spice of life, kind of came from a quote from my economics teacher from college. He said, the spice of life is variety. And like, that's kind of our thing here, our motto, I guess. It's just, like adding variety to your lives is, super important. Like obviously self-education and,
just being a well-rounded person. That's what like we wanted to, teach coming into this, and then just build off of that and help other people with like what they're struggling with, or things that they just might need help with to become better at.
Yeah, and another thing my economics teacher did in college, he made us read the newspaper every morning before we came into class and tell him about what was going on in the world. So we were well informed, and I think that was super important. It was kind of nice to wake up and like read the newspaper in the morning. I don't know.
That's another thing. Like at some point we were also thinking about doing some type of maybe like a current events like category in this podcast. Like doing not saying that it's gonna be like we probably aren't going to talk about politics. We'll put that out there in the first place because nobody wants to talk about Trump all day or something like that. Like,
yeah, I feel like politics kind of carry a negative connotation with them. It's like somebody always has like an opinion. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an opinion, but like it kind of gets hostile.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
So like we wanted to stay off that topic for now, and I mean just do current events about things that like the kids positive current events.
Yeah, like those kids in Indonesia. Is that where they got rescued?
I think it was Thailand.
Thailand. That's like young soccer team got like lost and found.
Yeah, they were stuck in that cavern or whatever that was flooded, and they got saved. So
yeah,
like we want things like that. Like I mean, it doesn't have to be a completely heartwarming story, but something more positive than the stuff you see on the regular news, like somebody getting shot every night or something like that. That's like all you see on the news anymore.
Yeah, it's like they get a kick out of. I mean, not
like,
get a kick.
I mean, like it's like, I mean, I guess it's all right to talk about that kind of stuff, like but I mean, like, that's not all you want to hear on the news. It's like all you hear on the news all the time. You'll see like 20 negative stories about somebody getting killed or somebody getting shot or something stupid happening, and then you'll see like one positive story. That's it. But like we feel like the current events and the news and stuff should be a little more positive, so we're going to try to bring that to like an aspect of our podcast also.
Yeah, and obviously that would keep you guys more informed about current events, even on a later set of stuff. Obviously that's what we're trying to do here, is educate people. Even no matter what it is, even if we're just having fun, like talking about music or like art or something like that, we're just like informing you guys, sharing our philosophy, ideas, and, you know, spreading the wealth of happiness. I don't really have anything else to say. That's a nice way to kick off this little segment.
Yeah, this is the first one of this category, so I mean we'll do plenty more of like education type in this category. So we're just gonna keep rolling with this, and we're gonna continue doing. We're just gonna do like one podcast in every category to really start out, so we give everyone an idea of what we're gonna do in each category, and then we'll continue each part from there. So, I guess this is it for this episode.
Yeah, don't forget to leave your comment about how much you read, what you learned. Comment about the book of the month thing we talked about, and don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. Our Instagram, our Twitter, our Pinterest. Go like our Facebook page. Go check out our website while you're at it. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Go support our Patreon, as I was talking about before. You can get bonus content there. And all the proceeds will obviously go to improve your listening and viewing experience, and make sure you have a positive and productive day.
Peace.
Some shit that's considered legendary.